All right, so we're going to make this as interactive as we can on Zoom. So down at the bottom, you'll see reactions. If you like what's being said down there, just give a thumbs up, give a heart, do something. I'm going to try and get as many of you talking as I can. And so give those people that are talking a little bit of love, because guys, it's a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes. So when they pour their hearts out, you give them a little bit of love, give them a heart, give them a thumbs up, do a little something. So I want to start off by explaining to you why I don't look like Dusty right now. I'm sure some of you are expecting Dusty to be the coach for this today, and I'm going to ask you guys for a personal favor. I know you don't really know me, but I'm going to ask you for a personal favor. I'm going to ask you to pray for Dusty. If you're a praying person, I'm going to ask you to pray for Dusty because he has some issues with his vocal cord. And guys, that's how he makes a living. He has been my direct supervisor for over a year now and my personal coach. And I'm just asking you, just please keep him in your prayers so that gets fixed and that you'll have him in here instead of me. But you got me, so we're going to make the most of it. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks for your smiles. I'm going to ask you guys to play full out, and I'm going to promise you something. I'm going to give you my word that if you will play full out here, if you will act like you're really in the classroom and put down the phone and actually be here talking to us, and you'll apply what you learned today, it will absolutely change the trajectory of your life. Now, I know some of you, the trajectory of your life is really awesome, and you're like, no, please don't change it. It's good. I don't mean that, guys. I mean, let me ask you, how many of you right now have a relationship? It doesn't matter whether it's what kind of a relationship it is, but you have a relationship that's very important to you, and you love that person, and that person loves you. It could be your kids, it could be your family, it could be anybody. But you think it could be just a little bit better. How many of you think it could be just a little bit better? Show of hands. Yeah? Okay. That's what we're talking about today, is just getting it to be a little bit better. And so that you're just a little bit better. And that way you go to your relationships a little bit better. So that's what we're going to start off talking about today. We're talking about how to make a goal a commitment. So there's a quote, and Kristen will throw it into the chat over here, and it's by Yogi Berra, and he says, I want you to really listen. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up somewhere else. And let me tell you guys, how many of you in real estate right now, how many of you in real estate have had the, I would say, honor and also the heartbreak of helping someone move out of their lifelong home into assisted living or something like that, where they don't want to go, right? They don't want to go, but they have to do it because they didn't plan differently. I want you to plan differently, and I want today to be the day that I want you to be able to say, today is the first day of the rest of my life, because I'm going to go through. All right, so please get out a pen, a pencil, a journal if your journal is close by, an iPad if your iPad. I will tell you, this is a productivity hack for you. Get yourself an iPad, get yourself a pen, and you will always have everything you need. I'm going to ask you one more time, though, guys, please get off a camera, play full out. Thank you, Amber. It's so good to see your beautiful face. Yeah, there we go. Love seeing the faces, guys. Let's do this together. Let's go to the next level together. So get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, and I'm going to ask you to rate 1 through 10 the 7 circles of life. How many of you have already read, probably more than one time, The One Thing by Gary Keller? Not yet. Okay, a couple have, couple haven't. All right, so we're just going to hit this really hard. I'm going to ask you to be really honest with yourself, and I want you to rate yourself 1 to 10 on these 7 items. I'm going to say them. Kristen's going to type them in. Please write them down. Don't do the rating yet. Just write them down in order. Okay, the very first one is my spiritual life. My spiritual life. Below that, right, physical health. Below that, my personal life. Below that, key relationships. Below that, job. Now in job, I want to take just a second to explain, because the next one is going to be my business. And you're going to go, wait, my job and my business, what? There's a huge difference. Okay, so your job, guys, if you're in real estate, somebody come off of mute and tell me, what is your number one most important job if you're in real estate? Don't be scared.
Relationships.
I love it. Who said that? Oh, Amber did. Okay. Leads. Who said that?
Generate leads. That's me.
Generate leads. Okay, so that is your number one job. Generating leads in my book also means relationships. Okay, so that's why I gave credit for that one, because to me, the way I run my business is it is 100% relationship based, right? All right, so your job is you make your calls, you write your notes, you do your pop buys, you whatever it is you do, and we won't get into those weeds today. But whatever it is you do to generate leads, that is your biggest job in real estate. Because guys, you could study all day long and know the purchase agreement, know the listing agreement, and know everything about real estate. But if you don't have anybody to work with, are you gonna make any money? So that is your number one job. Your business is a different animal. Guys, I'm sure you've been told this 100 times. I'm gonna tell you 101 times. You are a business owner. Okay, realtor is your job. Selling houses, going on listing appointments, going on buyer broker appointments, all that's your job. But your business is you're a business owner, and you need to, that one of the things I got to tell you guys just a little bit of background on me personally, so you know where I'm coming from. I was with Coldwell Banker for 9 years, and then I bought a Remax with some other agents. And most of them dropped off within no time at all. And I ended up being the sole owner of a Remax for 9 years. Okay, I wasn't the sole owner in the beginning. And then I came to KW. And I've been with KW now, as an owner of a Remax, you go down to Denver and you go to training and all this stuff to learn how to run a business. Let me tell you something, folks. I have learned more about running a profitable business in the year and a half that I've been with KW than I learned all of that other stuff put together. So I'm telling you that to tell you this. KW is, if you think the grass is greener on the other side, you call me, okay? I put my name and my number over there in the chat. You call me and I will talk to you. I will tell you, you can't do better. The culture of KW has massively changed my life and the life of Kristen, who's on here, and everybody that I know that has gone from somewhere else. They appreciate KW a whole lot more than the average bear does, because it's amazing. All right, so back to sometimes that happens, you guys, where I just go woo and go off somewhere completely different. What do you do? Your job, your business, and then the last one is your finances. So what I want you to do, guys, is take a minute and really, we're just going to be quiet. Take a minute and really, 1 to 10. 10 means there is no room for improvement. Your life is perfect in that area. And 1 is, I'm on life support system and I need some help here, coach. Fill that out. Okay, so here's another quote I'm going to give you before we deal with what you wrote there. There are 2 things to aim at in life. First, to get what you want. And after that, to enjoy it. Only the wisest of mankind has achieved the second. I'm going to say it again. There are 2 things to aim at in life. First, to get what you want. And after that, to enjoy it. Only the wisest of mankind has achieved the second. I want to tell you guys a little real live story. I've been to 2 Tony Robbins seminars, and one of them was in Florida, and it was at one of the most beautiful resorts you can imagine. It was gorgeous. I mean, it was gorgeous. And there were, let's see, you could actually see that one, the one that I went to. They filmed it, and it's on Netflix, and it's I'm Not Your Guru is the name of it, by Tony Robbins. But anyway, the hotel was just stunning. It was just a beautiful place. And when they had breaks during, there would be a break and they would give you an assignment and they'd say, go out and work on this. And there would be thousands of people who left the main room and would just go out and lay in the grass by the golf course or by the pond and lean up against the trees. And they were writing, there's people everywhere. Well, one thing that Tony Robbins says that just cracks me up is he says, there's nothing worse than an angry rich person, right? An angry rich person. A rich person does not have the right to be angry because, like, come on, it's like you really don't have problems. If money can fix it, it's not a problem for you, right? So this woman, we're all laying out there, everything is beautiful. Life is you're in Tony Robbins' world, life is good. And this woman comes driving up in her Cadillac, and she had to be 90 something years old. And no kidding you guys, this woman owned the hotel, and she starts screaming out her door, these effing blah, 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 the blah, blah, blah. I mean, every cuss word you can imagine, screaming at the top of her lungs, get these da-da people off of my lawn and get them, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine? Guys, what I don't want to see for you is that you get what you want, you get what you think you want, you get your goals, and you're not enjoying them. And so one last time on that quote, guys, there are two things to aim at in life. First, get what you want, and after that, enjoy it. Only the wisest people do that second part. So we're going to go through those 7 circles, and we're going to talk about somebody be brave, right? Especially somebody who's on camera. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so somebody come off of mute and tell me what you think the definition of a goal is and what you think the definition of a commitment is. What the difference is. You don't have to have Webster's dictionary here, but go for it.
I'll just say that a goal is something that you believe you want, that you're aiming for, and your commitment is what you're willing to do to make it happen.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Because guys, the goal takes a lot of little steps to get there, correct? It takes a whole bunch of steps. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but I'm doing it anyway because I really want to kind of tell you exactly what Colleen just said in a story form. So let's say, for example, that I had a 2x4. You guys can picture about the size of a 2x4. And I laid it on the floor here. And I said, okay, for $100, if you'll walk across and you don't come off of that 2x4, I'm going to give you $100 on the other side. How many of you are in? Show of hands. How many of you win? Okay. $100, easy money, right? Easy money. I'm just going to walk across that. Nothing big happens if I fall off. What if I was to raise it even, say, 3 feet? 3 feet. Now, you could kind of get hurt if you fall off 3 feet. How many of you guys are willing to still do it for $100? Okay. I got some bold, brave people. Now let's go up 10 stories. And let's put that 2x4 across these 2 buildings. $100 on the other side. How many of you are coming to get that $100? Not one person.
Not enough money.
Not enough money. No way. Now let me ask you, if the building that the other side of that is on fire, and somebody that you love dearly is on there. It could be a kid, it could be a grandkid, it could be your spouse, it could be your dog, but somebody that you care about is on the other side. Do you care about that $100 now, or are you going across?
I'm going across, don't care about the money.
Exactly, right? So is it a goal to go across, or is it a commitment at this point to go across?
It's a commitment at this point because it's all in. I think the difference for me with goals and commitments is that a goal is something that you may want to do. A commitment is something that you're fully invested in doing it regardless of what it takes to get there. So
I love it, Joseph. Thank you very much. That's it. It's a commitment is much, much different than a goal. And so often we can commit to lots of people, but we don't commit to ourselves. So I want you to go back to that list again now. Those lists if rate them 1 to 10. And then I want to ask you, what one thing, and we're going to go to the first one, okay? We're going to go in order just like we did, if I can find them on my list again. What one thing can you do in your spiritual life that if you were to do it, it would make everything else easier or unnecessary to get you from whatever number you put down to a 10?
I think I missed that part of the meeting.
Okay. All right. So take a look in the chat, and Kristen has put in here the 7 circles of life. So you're writing them all down. You got spiritual, physical, personal, key relationships, job, business, and finances. And then you're going to rate where you are right now. Guys, the only way to get from where you are right now to where you want to be is to know where you are right now. So you're going to rate that, and everybody's already done that. And then now, if let's say your spiritual life is well, maybe we'll start off on one that's not spiritual so that I'm not alienating anyone, because that is the opposite of what I want to do. Go for it, Colleen.
I was going to say, I'll be brave again.
Go.
I put a 6 on mine.
Okay. What one thing could you do that would make it a 10?
One thing?
Just one thing that you could do.
I think I'm okay, so like I said, I'm being brave and being vulnerable, and you were afraid to start with spiritual life. Don't be afraid. So I'm in a place where things are shifting for me, and I think I'm on a good path. So I think the one thing I need to do is keep being consistent about the things I'm doing, but I'm not there yet, right? I'm not there to where I want to be, but I'm on the path. I gave myself a 6 because I'm not there. And that's actually kind of a general question for me. There's a lot of that going on for me, as far as like, am I just grading myself on a curve? I could say I give myself a 10 because I'm on a good path and I'm being fairly consistent. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not where I feel like I need to be either. So that's why I said 6.
Okay,
Does that make
that's
sense?
awesome. Okay, so consistency. So let me keep going with you here, Colleen. So consistency means what to you? What does it mean for you to go from where you are right now to being what you would consider to be consistent?
I think that I need to consistently have more time to be quiet with my thoughts and process the things that are going on. I'm starting a business in the middle of all kinds of turmoil with my physical health. I have these ice packs on to prove, like I have all this stuff going on. My family is in all kinds of different my son lost his job 2 days ago. There's a lot going on, and I feel a lot of pressure to start making money, and it's going to take a while, and it doesn't have to take a long time, but I'm just saying it's not going to happen overnight. So
does anybody else feel a lot of pressure right now to make money? You mean Colleen's not alone?
right?
Okay, so you're not alone.
Right. And I can get in my own way if I'm not.
Anybody else? Anybody else get in your own way? I want you all to understand something from the bottom of my heart. Every one of you is your own worst enemy.
Right.
Right? The most of the time. Now I don't know you personally, so there are probably some of you who have really, really come a long way and learned how to stop listening to yourself and start talking to yourself. Right? Oh yeah, I got somebody going, yes, okay. Now, all right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, Colleen. So
and that's kind of what I'm saying is that I've gotten a lot better at that. But
okay.
When I found out the day before my medical procedure I had yesterday that my son had lost his job and he wanted to move home, and this is right when I'm getting ready to have another one leave home, and I was kind of looking forward to that because that adds right to I'm starting a business when most people are retiring. I'm 57. Many people are retiring soon, and I'm trying to get a business started, and I got kids moving in and out of my house, and I've been a stay-at-home mom, and I feel like I got to be there for them, and I'm not really great with competing priorities,
okay,
and I'm changing lifelong habits.
Stop. Come to me. Look at me. What is one thing you can do? You told me what you needed, and you tell me if I'm wrong. What you need is quiet time.
Right. And that's the reason I'm spewing all that out is that's the thing that's in the way of the quiet time.
Okay. So how are we going to get you to commit? What is your commitment? How much time? Because let me tell you guys, I'm going to do this. Is going to be really quick. This was not the plan, but I'm going down this road. When you need to create a new habit, it is imperative. Please hear me when I tell you, if it's a commitment that you have to have this new habit, do it first thing in the morning. Now, by first thing, when you get up out the bed, You go into the little Tinklatorium, right? You take care of some business, right? That's the first thing that you do in the morning. Don't be lying to me. Everybody does it, right? So you do that first. But then the very next thing that you need to do, brush your teeth. And guys, this is my right hand. If you're right-handed, I want you to brush your teeth with your left hand. Take notes on this. This might sound crazy, but it is going to grow your brain, right? It's different from what you want. So you do those two things. You go to the Tinklatorium, you brush your teeth, you drink a big glass of water first thing, because your brain needs water in the morning. You are dehydrated in the morning. Drink a big glass of water, and then you have your quiet time. How you do it, you and I can get offline, because we can't do this the whole time, Colleen,
Right.
but you and I can get offline. You guys can email me. But how you do it, how do you get this quiet time when your mind is just racing and going crazy and that kind of stuff? So you have it set up. You take care of your future self. You have it set up so that first thing in the morning, you go and you know, this is the chair I'm going to sit in, and I'm going to have my quiet time, and it's going to be where I'm not going to be disturbed. I'm going to put in some earbuds so I don't hear what's going on out there. And I'm going to put on some Bach or some Mozart, one of those two, very specific reasons. I'll be happy to tell you guys all the reasons, but just go with me on this. Put those two in and set a timer. You're brand new at this, so I want you to set a timer for 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes for your first week that you're just going to sit. I don't care if thoughts come in. If they come in, all I want you to do is focus on your breathing. You're hearing, when you're hearing the Bach or the Mozart, it is satisfying that hunger, the entertainment seeking side of your brain. The right side of your brain is getting satisfied by that. So it will really help you be able to quiet your brain down. But guys, it's like anything else. When you start and you go to work out, are you starting out lifting the highest weights? You start off little, and that's what I want you to do. So there's yours. Okay, somebody else. I need somebody else to be brave. Come on, this is so cool. Thank you for playing. Thank you, thank you. So somebody else be brave, and the next one is physical health. Physical health. Somebody come off mute. Talk to me. Tell me, be brave. Tell me what you rated yourself.
So with physical health, I rated myself around an 8. I think you can always be better, but I do have a morning routine where I get up. I go to the gym every morning. I go for walks with my daughter in the evenings. So overall, physically, I'm doing well. For me, I think my biggest concern is more the spiritual and mental part of it, being able to decompress and being able to just not worry so much about everything coming up.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I love that. And I love that you came off mute and you were really brave and being able to tell us all that you were an 8, because I don't know about everybody else on here. I would love to be able to come on here and say, I'm an 8. I'm an 8. I'm an 8. Let me tell you.
Everything else is a 2.
Oh, God bless you for being so honest there. Okay. So guys, seriously, we're all going to have those things. And if you think of your life, if you think of these 7 things as a wheel, and this is your wheel, and this part of it is completely flat, when we go to roll, what's going to happen when we hit to this part? We got to have a little bit more balance, and we got to work through that. So, Joseph, I'm not going to let you off that easy. You said it's an 8. Tell me one thing that you haven't done that you know you should do physically for your physical health that would help you be better.
Okay, work on my diet.
And
because I do. Yeah, so I think that I don't eat as healthy or as well as I should, and that brings down a lot of my psyche and also just my overall, the way I feel about myself. So because I do tend to work out pretty hard, I eat what I want most of the time and kind of do what I want. But if I worked more on a better diet, it would definitely help with my overall health. So.
Amen. Okay, so you've got to be specific.
So I need to come up with a plan and then just stick to it. And that's where I'm having issues, is being consistent with coming up with a meal plan and then sticking to it consistently.
Okay. All right. So how about you give yourself, this is just an idea. I don't have time to do it the way I would normally do it in one-on-one coaching, but this is just an idea. How about you commit, and I mean commit, to 10 minutes every morning that you're just going to start. You're just going to start it. That's it. 10 minutes a day. That's no big deal. After a week, you're going to have almost an hour in on it. And that's probably all you're really going to need.
Agreed. That's actually what I'm writing it down right now.
All right. All right. All right. Cool. I love this. You guys are so much fun. Thank you for playing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Because guys, if you're talking, somebody else on here, or if you ask a question, somebody else on here probably had that same question and they just didn't ask it, right? Because it's I'm asking you to be vulnerable here. And that's a big ask. I mean, it really is. I get it. All right. So personal life. Somebody want to be brave?
Yeah, I'll be brave.
Yes. Go, Tina.
So I would say probably personal life is probably where I struggle. So I tend to not make as much time for my personal life as I should. I let business overtake my life. I've gotten very good at getting back into my physical life much better than it was. So I actually, to be totally vulnerable, I was diagnosed with cancer right in October of 19 and was still undergoing treatment when the world shut down. So I feel like I've been in quarantine forever. And I kind of I'm great at doing time blocking and all those kinds of things, but I don't time block enough time for myself. And so that is one area of my life that it kind of seems silly. Most people, they have the opposite problem, but for me, it's like, well, no, I'm just going to work. And I'm going to work and I'm going to work. I'm not going to make the time for my personal friends and things like that. I make the time for my family and my grandchildren because they come before anything. But short of that, just making time for myself. And, I'm an empty nester and, my husband and I are at a point in our life that, like you said, now enjoy it. And I don't make the time. Like I get nervous every time I plan a vacation. And if you mention the word retirement to me, I get like heebie-jeebies. Like my husband talks about retiring. And I like that is fearful for me.
Tina, I don't think you should ever retire. I don't.
My mother sold real estate to 75, so I figure I've got quite a few more years in me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm with you on that. So you gave yourself what number on your personal life?
6.
A 6. Okay. So what you told me, and everybody here, what you need to do. But you tell me, what are you going to commit to in front of all of us here today? What are you going to commit to do differently to ensure your personal time?
When I do my time blocking, and I time block for everything under the sun when it comes to real estate and appointments, I should also time block time for myself and keep it. And for some reason, something gets in the way, like I do with my other appointments, you got to replace it. So if I think I'm going to.
How many of you guys in here, show me a hands. I'm not picking on you, Tina. I love you. You know that. Okay. How many of you in here believe that she's committed to what she just said? Why do you think, Tina, nobody believes you right now? Let me tell you why. Because you used a word in there. You said, I should. When I do my time blocking, I should put some time in there for me.
I will. When I do my time blocking, part of my schedule will be time for myself.
You promise?
I promise.
How much time? Look at all these people are giving
one day a week. And
what? A whole day?
A whole day. And my husband and I have just started a date night again, which we put on hold all through COVID. And but we did it. We actually did it through the first part of COVID. We just got tired of bringing in and planning it. And date night once a month, which is what we do because empty nesters, like every day can be date night, and one afternoon a week just for myself.
Oh my gosh, I love you, Tina. Get everybody, come on now. Yeah. I got to tell you guys, I've been coaching now for over a year, and one of my favorite success stories, I would say, this client has gone from when we got together, she wanted to do 15 million that year. She did 23 million. She's on track to really rock it out this year. But the thing I'm most proud of with her is that she only works late one night a week, guys. She has her family time. I am her friend on Facebook. I'm her friend in life. But I am seeing they are going and they are doing stuff and they are living life. And let's go back to that first quote. There are 2 things to aim at in life. This is so brilliant. You guys write this down. There are 2 things to aim at in life. First, to get what you want. And after that, to enjoy it. Only the wisest of man has achieved the second. So Tina, this is your time to be enjoying it. And Amber, this is your time to be enjoying it. Please hear me. It is your time to be enjoying it. I'll say it again. There are two things to aim at in life. First, get what you want, and after that, to enjoy it. Only the wisest of mankind has achieved the second. Guys, can you imagine how much money that woman, I told you the story of the woman who owned that huge hotel. You're just driving down and cussing and screaming and yelling at all of us, being that unhappy and having that much wealth. That's just inexcusable, guys. That's just inexcusable. I mean, it's just crazy. Okay, very cool. Okay, thank you, Tina. Do you have something to add?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So next one, who's going to be brave here? Because guys, this is stuff you get to take with you. Come on. This thing is grouchy. I'm telling you, I'm having. Okay. Physical health. Okay. Personal life. Key relationships. Who wants to come up and tell me what you rated yourself 1 to 10 on key relationships? Come on, be brave.
I'll go ahead and go.
When you say
I got
key
two.
relationships, do you mean like friendships, or do you mean romantic relationships?
All the above. It's
So-
what are the key relationships in your life? I would say, without trying to not embarrass Kristen here, because we work together. Kristen, even though we've only known each other 4 years, I would say is knows me better than anyone in the world does, other than my husband, right? Because we work together so closely. She is definitely one of my key relationships. My husband, of course, is. My grandkids are. You know, who are you hanging out with? Who are you? Because you guys know that you do become like the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah. I'd have to say for me then, I'm single, so there's no personal relationship. I need to get better at that. But in terms of my circle of friends, I've finally developed a circle that I'm very proud of. They're all extremely ambitious. They're hardworking. Some enjoy life a little more than others. Others are still striving to get to where they need to be. But I think overall, my close circle of friends is I'm pretty good with that part. So.
Okay, 2 things. Ladies, the man is single.
I'm
The other thing,
also single for a reason.
well, yeah. The
Yeah.
other thing is, how did you get there? How did you create this?
I started eliminating. I had a lot of friends, and what I found was I learned my value in myself. And so when I started to learn my value, I started to eliminate people from my life that I felt either 1, wouldn't add value to my life, or 2, would steer me in the wrong direction and didn't have my best interests in mind. So the minute I started seeing that, I would just eliminate them from my life. We're still friends, but I don't take the time to be around them the way I used to. So
There, guys, that was an instruction manual for you. And I really do. I'm going here. I'm just going here. This was from Darren Hardy. I don't know if any of you know who he is, but he talked about crabs, and how they catch crabs is very fascinating. They have a cage. Some of you are my coaching clients, and you're probably rolling your eyes because I've told you this 28 times, but they have a cage, and at the bottom of the cage, they put crab food and they sink it down to the bottom of the sea. The crabs come in and they start to eat. No. It's great. This is so good. This is wonderful. And then the food's gone. And the crab says, okay, thanks. See ya. And starts to leave. Guys, the other crabs will pull him back down. They will break their limbs to keep them from leaving. Humans will do that to you too. And please don't take it personal. They love you is why they're doing it. You are growing. You are changing. And it's hard. It is hard. It's like, oh my gosh, you're not going to have time for me anymore. You're not going to love me anymore. You're not going to know me anymore. And you know what, guys? The truth is, you much like Joseph said, you don't have to cut off ties. You just have other plans an awful lot. There are some people in your life that are 3-minute people. Anybody feel me on this? You get 3-minute people in your life. That's it. Okay, 3 minutes is about all I can take, and then it's over. We have got to go our separate ways. Then you have people that are 3 hours, and then you have people that you can go on vacation with, right? Like hang out with, and life is good and you don't have any problems. So know who those people are and act accordingly. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for playing along. All right. So thank you, Joseph. So what would you say your number was on that?
So when I was thinking personal relationships, it was like friendships, it's pretty high. It's probably a 7 or an 8. And then with personal relationships, probably a 1 or a 2.
Okay. All right, cool. So next one, we've got job. Job, somebody come off. Tell me how you're doing at your job.
Well, I'm just starting off, so I'm trying to get my time blocking and everything kind of scheduled. So I'm more working on that part. So I need to time block the time to generate leads.
Okay, so you're just getting started. You have heard that the most important thing for your business is that you have leads, and so you have to time block for that. So when are you going to do it? When are you going to commit to this, or is this just a goal?
I'm going to commit in the morning, do first thing in the morning, because that's probably going to be the hardest is reaching out to people, going back. And I guess it's going back to those relationships and that connecting back, because I'm connected with just people that I have in my circle that I kind of talk to on like a weekly basis. But I think the harder part's going to be reaching out to those individuals that I haven't spoken to in a while to just, I guess, to nurture those relationships and just, being a little bit more present.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I'm coming from teaching.
Okay, so let's say, how much time are you going to block? And how many days a week?
Well, every day.
Every day.
So 5 days. Yeah. Every day, so 5 days a week. Or like, if Saturdays I happen to have it, fine. But 5 days a week, definitely. And I did have a friend suggest 2 hours. I don't know if does that sound about right, or should I?
That's a wonderful place. I would recommend just, and I'm not being a softie, right? I would recommend, if you haven't done any at all, 2 hours a day, every day is going to be a lot, but you tell me how committed you are to your end goal, right? If you won't do 2 hours a day and you know it, because you don't sound real committed. Does anybody in here think like you're committed to that? And I got no, yeah.
Can I
Yes,
say something? I'm in much the same boat as far as being, I'm not going to say new, because the training that I did, they said that's a limiting belief. So I'm a fresh agent.
I like that.
And I don't know how much of what she's saying is a lack of commitment or a lack of confidence or self-belief or really understanding what's needed.
Okay, so
I feel that too. And I think that
I hear you guys. Listen, I've got solutions for you. That is what I'm here for, is to help you through this kind of stuff. One of those solutions, Marie Everett is a Go coach, and she's on here too. And she does the coaching for the people who are, it's called collective coaching, for people who are just coming in through their first 4 transactions, right? And you should, first off, you should go do groundwork. Groundwork costs you how much? Does anybody know how much it
I
costs?
think that's included.
Oh, it's zero. It doesn't cost you anything. But guys, we don't appreciate things that don't cost money. It's ridiculous. Please get past that limiting belief. Go do groundwork. It's 15 days. I don't care. Guys, if you're a 20 deal a year person, at least look at the groundwork and see, is there something in there I think I could get better at, right? So go do groundwork. That's your first step. And that will teach you almost everything that you need to know to get yourself going and started. Then you go into 1 to 4 coaching. That's the thing, guys. Is anybody else in here in coaching? Can I get a testimony?
I did groundwork, and I'm in 1 to 4 with Stacy Reynolds right now.
Yay, good girl. Okay. So does that help and give you confidence?
It helps it to grow. I'm actually skipping today because I had a medical procedure yesterday, and that's why I jumped on here, because I'm not at 1 to 4 today.
Okay.
But it's helpful, but I'm also getting ready, Dallas Metro North is getting ready to start some accountability groups to help you with like the day-to-day check-in and have a partner to practice scripts with and stuff like that. So I'm
Very
going to jump
cool.
into that too.
Very cool.
If I could say one more quick thing,
Yes, ma'am.
lead generation, I think, takes a lot of different forms, and it's not all going to be 2 hours of phone calls 5 days a week. Tonight, the other thing I'm doing, I've been reserving my energy to go to our town council tonight, is reviewing what all the different local boards are that you can participate in so that you can apply to be on a board, because I lost a lot of my community when I got divorced, unfortunately.
Okay, so guys,
And
what
so I'm
Colene's
finding, and
talking
that's
about-
lead generation,
I
right?
got you. I got you. That is. And what Colleen is talking about is something where you seriously need to farm your small groups. Whatever those small groups are, and I'm going to tell you how to do it so that you're not this creepy realtor coming in. Hi, I'm a realtor. Here's my card, right? It's like, oh my gosh, get away from me, dude. Right? Instead, when you come in, you'll say something like, just in general in passing, just say, gosh, the interest rates are still at this rate. It's hard to believe, right? It's called did you knows. Write that down. Did you know? These are called did you knows. And people are so interested in what the market is doing right now. If you guys are not doing videos right now and telling people that there is no stinking bubble, you're missing it. You're missing the mark, right? You should be talking about it everywhere. So you go into a small group. I'm very involved in my church. And at this point, I've been there so long, I've been in that church for 20 years. At this point, everyone knows that I'm a realtor and comes and talks to me about real estate. But at the beginning, it was just like little did you knows, and it was in a small group, and then the small group, and I did a really good job for that person, and that told that person. And then, guys, you get to work with the people that you want to work with. What a concept. And I'm totally off track here, so let me get back to it. Did you knows? You got to do some did you knows. So thank you very much, Colleen. Yeah, guys, that is definitely, and I will tell you, when you go to something like, I have found personally, when you go to something like the Chamber of Commerce, that kind of stuff, a local Chamber of Commerce, you've got 40 people and all 40 of them are there to try and get someone to buy something from them. Not one of them is there to try and buy something, right? So those are a little bit harder. Whereas if you're into karate, or if you're into cars, or whatever it is you're into, those are the people you want to work with. So do that. All right. So job business. Who wants to tell me about their business? 1 to 10 on your business. Where do you think you are? Man, Joseph, I think it's just me and you on this call. Elisa, what's up? Come on, talk to me, guys.
I'm a 1, I think, on my business so far.
Okay.
And
Why
that's
do you say
because-
that?
Well, I'm comparing it to my previous profession. So I need to get a lot better at being consistent with contacts, being consistent with leads. I was in medical before and everything was basically handed to me. So now I have to go out and get everything. So that's where I need to get better at, is just being more consistent and finding what works and what doesn't work and being consistent with that as well.
Wow, I can completely relate to that because I came from a world where everything was handed to me, and woof, man, I sure didn't appreciate it enough then. How can you?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. Okay, so you're saying you need to be more consistent, find out what works, go on, so on and so forth. You
Mhm.
tell me one thing, Joseph, one thing that I want you to this is the whole focusing question right out of the one thing. What is one thing that you're not currently doing that you know you should be doing, that if you were to do it would make everything else easier or unnecessary?
Making my calls to past clients or just past acquaintances and clients, and reaching out more. I need to be more consistent. I always feel it's still awkward for me at this point. So I'm trying to develop scripts where I don't come off, where I don't feel like I'm coming off sales pitchy, and it's more of a concern and more trying to just give information. So
Can
I need to
can
be
I
more
just tell
consistent.
all of you something? I have, I guess what most people would consider a very, very successful real estate team. And I write notes. I mean, like, oh, I should go grab you the stack of notes. I write notes constantly. I'm still the rainmaker on my team with everything else I've got going on. And I never, ever, not one time ever do I write a note and say, oh, by the way, I'm too busy. I'm never too busy for your referrals. Every time. A book that helped me, I don't know if I have one here. I don't. A book that helped me, it's called write this down, guys. This is gold for you. Gold, gold, gold. That's it. Amber, where did you get that book? Come off of mute.
Full coach sent it to me.
That would be me. All right.
That
So
would be you.
365 thank yous. Guys, Amber, do you want to say anything about it, or is that putting you too much on the spot?
It's a very good book, and it does help give me the motivation to do it and know that, it's okay just to write a note and said, hey, haven't seen you in a while, wanted to say hi. So sometimes you need that little extra push.
And that, here's the thing. I tried for years in my business to write notes, and I could not do it, guys. I could not do it. Absolutely couldn't do it. I would sit down with my note and I would feel like a complete sleazeball. I mean, like a complete sleazeball. I'd be like, okay, Helen, and that's what I would do. I'd be like, I wouldn't have a clue what to say to Helen, because what really I wanted was her to give me a lead. I felt like a sleazeball. After I read that book, 365 Thank Yous, I can sit down and I can write a note and I can say, you know what I really appreciate about Amber? And then thank you, Amber, for who you are. I'm not asking my people for anything. I'm giving them love. The last one we've got here is finances. Who's gonna brave up and tell me your number for finances?
I will.
Yay!
So I am putting down a 2.
A 2. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Guys, how is that for getting real? Somebody give her a hand. Give her a hand. How is that for getting real with yourself? Right? Okay. So talk to me, girl. What is one thing you could do?
Lead generate.
Lead generate. That's going to fix your finances.
Yes,
Why do you believe that?
because that's gonna help me to build my relationships and earn money.
Okay. Okay. So lead generate. So tell me, where are you going to put that in your day?
In the morning. In the morning.
First thing?
Second thing.
Second thing? Okay. I don't need to know the first thing. Okay. Okay. So you got to have a little fun, guys. Come on. You got to have a little fun. So you're going to do it first thing in the morning. And what are you going to do? Specifically, what are you going to do to start lead generating?
I have decided I'm going to start going to businesses and do some business to business lead generation. Also reach into my sphere as well. And I'm going to wiggle my way into the school. My daughter is in private school, and I think I can find a lot of gold there.
You absolutely can. See, Amber's giving you the thumbs up on that. Those are brilliant. I need you to pick which days you're going to do what and commit
Okay.
to it. Now, there have been several of you on here today who have committed to stuff, right? Several of you. And if you will do it, it will make a massive difference. Dusty gave me permission to tell his story today. This isn't his personal story, but this is a story that happened with him in a bouldering. And he had a man that walked up to him, guys. And this man walked up to him after bowled, and Dusty said he was one of the largest humans I've ever seen in my life. It was just really out of control. And the man said, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. And he actually gave a deadline too. He did it. He listened and he said, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. And Dusty said, are you committed to that? And the man said, yes, sir, I'm committed to that. And he says, I'm not really feeling that you're committed to it. He said, let me ask you, if you don't lose 50 pounds in 6 months, what's going to be the cost? And the man said, the cost will be that I can't play with my kids. And Dusty said, no, sir, that's not the cost. What's the cost? And he says, that is the cost. The cost is I won't be able to play with my kids. And Dusty says, no, sir. The cost is you're going to be dead and you're not going to be able to raise your kids. Are you okay with somebody else raising your kids, sir? And the man broke down and cried. And then Dusty said, are you committed now? And the man said, I am committed now. Guys, I want you to think about what the cost is. If you don't do what you committed here in public, I really want you to feel the pain. And I am like all about positivity, but I really want you to feel the pain. Because if you don't, you're not going to have enough drive to go through what you have to go through to achieve what you want to achieve. So that's all I got for you. Are there any questions? Nothing? That means I nailed it. I think I must have nailed it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you very. Oh, I got a heart from Elisa. I didn't get to see your smiling face, but I'll take the heart, girlfriend. Thank you. All right. You guys have a wonderful. If you need anything, thank you, Amber. You guys have a good one.